Hello, work life warriors. Welcome. How are you? Happy Tuesday. How are you doing today? How's your Tuesday going? Please share with me in the chat how your Tuesday is going. Are you having a great Tuesday? Are you enjoying yourself? Please share with me in the chat. Well, welcome to Wellness Week. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Work Life Warriors. As you know, this week, every day at noon, I am going to talk about a different topic to prepare us for 2023. Are you ready for 2023? Are you ready for what may happen? All of the beauty that is upcoming, all of the things that you can conquer, all of the obstacles you are going to overcome so that you can grow and develop and be your best self. Are you ready? Share with me if you're ready for 2023, because ready or not, in 4 days, it will be here. So share with me in the chat if you're ready. I'm just giving a couple of minutes to let people come in. And we're going to discuss a tool that we can use to help master ourselves, to make sure that we're more engaged and more productive. It is a tool that I use throughout the year, and I think that it is very beneficial. And so I want to share it with you all. So I'll just wait about 2 to 3 more minutes. So how are your stress levels today? Are you stressed out? Do you feel stressed? I'm not feeling stressed today. I've been practicing stress management, especially this is the time where we spend a lot of time with our family and friends. So I've been spending a lot of time with my loved ones, and I am not stressed out. So how are your stress levels? Are you feeling stressed, not stressed? Share with me in the chat how you're feeling today. Looks like I'm gonna give it one more minute, and then we'll go ahead into our topic for today, our wellness work week topic, which is 365 tracking. I will be here. I'll try to stay on for the next, after I talk for a little bit, for about 5 minutes, so you can ask any questions you like about stress management, about any of the 50 tools, tips, tricks, or techniques I use to manage stress. We could talk, chat a little bit, have a little wellness chat. So, yes, I have 12:03. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, how are you doing today? Welcome, Work Life Warriors. As you know, I am Ebony Davenport, and I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fund management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that they can be healthier and happier and well balanced. I use over 50 tips, tools, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. And today I am going to talk about a tool that I reset every year. Actually, twice a year. At the top of the year, in January, and at the end of the year, no, mid-year, somewhere around July. So back in, I think it was 2017. No. 2007. I think it was 2007. I purchased a book, this book right here, and it's called A Daily Creative Journal 365. Make something every day and change your life. I was in Barnes and Nobles, and I was looking for some sort of tool to help me bring back my creativity, because as you know, I'm a poet. I've been writing poetry since first grade. After undergrad in 2009, that's exactly when. It was 2010 when I got this book, because after undergrad, I stopped writing poetry. It just kind of all went away. It kind of just dried up, and I wasn't writing where I was writing every single day. And so in 2010, I think it was towards the end, maybe somewhere like August, September, I was walking around Barnes and Nobles looking for a creative idea to help jumpstart my creativity. I wanted it to be fun and unique. And so I walked around the self help section just looking for something to do. And then this book crossed my eyes. And as you can see, it's kind of like a composition book. So it reminded me of being a child in grade school again. So I thought it was so cool. I picked it up. And as you can see, it's kind of like a journal of 365. It's by Noah Scaling, and in it he just talks about getting inspired by making something creative, using your hands, being connected to what's going on, making arts and craft projects. He tell you that you can just the most important thing is that you do it every day, but you can kind of pick whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you're good at. I picked it up, of course, looking for a way to jumpstart my creativity so I could start writing poetry again. And so I just kind of, you know, skimmed through it in the store, and I just thought it was so cool. And I purchased it. And I believe that it was one of the best purchases I ever made because it jumpstart me understanding stress management, understanding myself, and tracking what I'm doing to, grow and develop and learn and be the best me and master myself. And so I read through the book, and it had like different things in there. Like someone wrote 365 letters, which I think that is so inspiration. She decided to write a letter every day for a year, and then created a blog spot for it. Another person decided to do 365 skulls. Another person did three daily drop caps. Um, yeah, for 365 days. Somebody doodled 365 days. Somebody did a heart a day for 365 days. Somebody did the Julia project. I guess that's cooking 365 days. Live and let live and let Livia. So videotape of herself for 365 days. Painting, stormtrooper, weak mind. So a lot of people just did. They picked something that they were really good at, or something that they, wanted to try or master or do, and they just did it for 365 days. And so, at that moment, I thought to myself, "Look at this! Isn't it so cool?" At the moment, I thought to myself, oh, is there something that I can do for 365 days? Like, I was writing poetry for 365 days, probably multiple times throughout the day, but then it just all dried up. And no matter how much I tried to sit down and force myself to write, I couldn't write poetry. Now I did write essays and other things during that time, but no poetry. It just kind of dried up. So I thought it was unrealistic for me to try to force myself to write for 365 days. So the book sat around for about 6 or 7 years into, no, I think that was 2000, about 4 or 5 years into I was having crises at work. Of like many of you, I want to add my best self to the world. I want to contribute something useful to the world. That's why I work. So I wanted to work for a company that I can add value to, that I can learn and develop from. And so I started, working hard and working a lot and giving so much of myself. And then I started to burn out. I started to get too stressed out. I, was like a vegetable every time I got off of work. On the weekends, I would just spend that time resetting. But it was never about fun or play. It was just about work, work, work. And I just felt myself just burning out, draining, going into a deep depression. Didn't want to do anything but just kind of like sit around. And that wasn't necessarily good for me. And so, I went out of my way to try to, figure out what can I do to manage my stress. How can I pull myself out of this depression? How can I make myself more proactive about what I'm going through instead of blaming my environment and the people around me for the stress? Maybe that I could just take some accountability and figure out how to manage my stress regardless of the environment, right? Because as humans, while we're living, we're always going to be in stressful environments that may not necessarily bring out the best of us, that may be stressful, that may shut us down, may make us want to withdraw. But the best thing you can do for yourself in any given situation is learn how to manage your stressors so that you can be aware of what is going on in any given moment so that you can respond instead of react. And so, as I was looking for stress management tools, I discovered so many. It took me a long time for many different resources, but I did find them. I was able to put them together. And then it finally came in all together. It finally clicked like, okay, so if now I have these stress management tools, tips, and techniques that I learned from being in corporate America, working myself to death and trying to find ways to renew so I can come back to work and add some much needed value in the world. So if I learn these things, the next step is to implement them. The next step is to practice them. And so it just made sense that I'm my biggest, artwork that I'll leave to this world. The way I live my life, my legacy, my integrity is what I'm contributing to this world. So if I'm going to do my best and manage my stress, then I have to be, on top of it every single day. And I need to find some sort of tool that can help me do that. So finally pulled back out the 365 book, and I realized that I can use the stress management tips, tools, and techniques. I could track them every single day to make sure that I am practicing what I learned, to make sure that I'm managing my stress so that I can be my best self and contribute what I need to contribute to the world so that I can connect with my loved ones and those that I care about and not feel burnt out at the end of the day. Because ultimately, we have only but so much time in the day, and we spend so much of it just trying to renew and recharge from what's draining us when we can do our part and manage our stress as it's happening to us so that after work we can still have the energy to connect, to play, to do what matters to us, to follow our dreams, to pursue our passions. And so I started 365 tracking, which is tracking all of the things that I did in a day that I love. So I sat down and I wrote a list and I was like, what are the things that I absolutely love? So at first, that was kind of hard to do. I wrote about 10 or 15, and then I mixed it with the tips and tricks and techniques that helped me manage stress. And so I came up at first with about 25, and then my list began to grow on the things that I can do to manage stress. So every single day, I would track what I'm doing to manage stress. I gave each thing maybe an initial or an acronym, and I wrote down what I did every day. So I got this big calendar. You can get them from Walmart, from Target. They're normally $1 at Walmart. And you write in the months and you write in all of your dates. And what I would do is every day, every night, right before I go to bed, I will track all of the things that I did that I like to help build my self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, self-care. I wrote down all of those, and then I also wrote down what I did to practice stress management. So initially, I started off with 25, and I split it up into 3 levels. So if I did 5 of them or less than 5, then that was a level, or 3 or 4 levels. Then if I split it up to 4 levels, and then the next one was if I did 6 to 11, I will get a different one that was a step up, and then split them up like that. So then I'm tracking the number of activities that I'm doing each day to improve my well being. And so, again, it's fun. because you want to find things to do so that you can write it in. And so each day I was finding, well, my numbers were increasing. I started off the first couple of days, of course. My bottom level is the poop emoji. So, and make this the stickers. I got stickers because it is a paper calendar. So, make your stickers fun for whatever levels. I did 4 levels. Mine was the poop emoji, um, a fireball was my top level. Oh, okay, yes. So a poop emoji, that means that I did horribly. The next level up was a butterfly emoji. It means that I'm starting to, get the flow of things. The next one up was a skull, like the skull sign or emoji, I guess. And that means that I was badass. I was out there practicing integrity and practicing stress management and focusing on the things that matter to me. And then the top level was a fireball because it's like I'm setting my soul on fire. So I had 4 different levels. And once you get enough poop emojis, you don't want them anymore. So you want to at least get a butterfly. Pick things that are relevant to you, 4 sticker levels that are relevant to you. But you want to get a butterfly because I absolutely love butterflies. But then, I want to challenge myself to get a skull. I want to be badass. And so the more and more you streak, the more and more you don't want to break your streak. So you're looking for time throughout the day to practice whatever you set for your 365 tracking, whatever tips, tools, techniques you set, and the things that you like to do. You look for opportunities to do them, even if that means at work, getting up, stretching, going outside. Because that was on my list. I wanted to add more health and wellness practical techniques on my list. And so stretching was one, yoga was one, going outside for a walk was one, taking a social break, like walking away from my desk and taking a social break. Because when you live the cubicle life, people come to you, but it's not really a break. You need to change in scenery. I would go to the bathroom on a different floor. I would take my lunch outside. I will go out for lunch. I would just make sure that I was practicing wellness throughout the day. In addition to that, I put things on there that I like to do. Like, for instance, I like to read. I like to play. I like to go for a walk in nature. What else did I put on my early list? I'm just trying to think of some of the earlier things that I had on there. Um, just a whole bunch of fun things that I personally enjoy. I like bubbles, so if I blew bubbles, I like to color. If I did any types of arts and craft, if I like to socialize, so if I did anything social, because I'm also an introverted person, so I reward myself for being social. In addition to that, I put some self-management technique things in there that I wanted to improve about myself. Like I wanted to not just be on time. I wanted to arrive 10 minutes early. So I put that as one of the things on my 365, one of the behaviors that I wanted to achieve on my 365. So anytime I would arrive early, I would give myself a point. If I journal, I would give myself a point. If I did my hair, which is self care, or took a bath or a pedicure, when I got a pedicure, I would reward myself and give myself a point. So before I know it, if I had 25 on my list, I would just, I would get through all of them in a day. I would make room for those things in a day. So I would have fireballs straight across, and I would have 25 straight across. Or, if fireball level was like 21 to 25, I made sure that somewhere in between, that I felt somewhere in between 21 and 25 every day, because I didn't want to break my streak. And then I felt good about it. It didn't feel like a chore. It didn't feel like I was forcing myself to do something that I didn't want to do, because what I was doing ultimately was helping me. I could see it in the moment. I could see how it would help me in future moments, and I could feel myself growing and developing and being more sustainable. I could feel my stress levels coming down. People would recognize it in me, ask what I'm doing. I would share it with them. And so this was a very, or is a very big technique for me that I use. I've been using now since then, since 2000, and I think that was 15 or 14. I've been using this technique. I track myself, I track what I'm doing. I add new habits, new skills, new things that I want to accomplish. Like if I try something new, that's a point. If I meet someone new, now I have up to like 60 different ones on it. So, I increase my levels. Now, if I get 15, it's a poop emoji where before it was five, And so you just keep increasing yourself and add more options to make it fun, to give yourself some more variety, to make it exciting, to make you want to continue to do it. And it's just so interesting that we can find things that may not be used for particular things. Like, for instance, this was used for arts and craft creativity, and I made myself the project. I made managing my stress the project because I felt like that was something that was worth dedicating some time to every single day. And it's something that I can be integral about, to make sure that I'm showing up every single day, taking care of me, because you can lie to the world, but you can't really lie to yourself. So when you make yourself the priority, when you make yourself the goal, learning and developing and growing and mastering yourself, um, you really have no choice but to show up for yourself. Everything else, you can make excuses. It takes a lot of willpower. For instance, if you said, "Oh, I'm gonna exercise every day," it takes a lot of willpower to just force yourself to exercise every single day. But if exercising is one of the options in your self-care regimen, or arts and craft, for instance, you say want to paint every day, and painting is one regimen. It's easier for you to do. It's easier when you have different options. It's easier when it's focused on you, and it's easy when it's things that you want to do, right? And so that is why I recommend everyone, if you can, go and purchase this book, but you don't necessarily need to purchase it. The premise is you have 365 days. 2023 is coming up. You have 365 days in that year. And so you want to find something and dedicate some time to that one thing every day. And it's best if that one thing is you helping to grow, master, and develop yourself, where you write a list of the things that you like, of things, a list of the things that you want to improve, and then add some stress management techniques in there. Split it up into three or four different levels. Get a big calendar, track it every single day with your number, and give yourself a sticker. Reward yourself for a job well done. It's a small daily reward, and it's a reminder. Believe it or not, you will start to get excited to come home and count how many you've done for the day, because you look for every opportunity to manage yourself, to grow, to develop, to manage your stress. It makes you to be more engaged and productive in your own life. It makes life exciting and creative and joyous again. So I thoroughly recommend 365 tracking. Go to Walmart. This is the perfect time. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to go to Walmart and get some more, because I also sell those kits. So I make 365 tracking kits, where they're just starter kits, where I give you the calendar, the stickers and all of these things, so you can start tracking yourself for the year. But you can go to Walmart, get you a big calendar, get you 4 levels or 3 levels of stickers, get you some colored pens if you want. Write down, I would say, start in general with at least 11 in each category if you can, but 10. Do things that make you happy, health and wellness and stress management techniques, and things that you want to grow and develop. And put them up next to your calendar. And every single day when you come home, track what you've done throughout the day. Like, count how many of those things from the list you did, and give yourself a sticker. Reward yourself and track. You'll see yourself improve. You'll get excited. You'll start to want to streak and to add more things. I like to revamp in July, so I'm setting mine up this year. Like I said, I have about 60 now. I'm setting it up. I'll try to add 10 more in July. just to kind of push myself and make it harder for me to attempt my goal. And ultimately on the inside is where you will feel the best from the work that you're doing on yourself. You may see a lot of things accumulate in your life, but you may not have happiness, joy, and satisfaction. And when you start to work on yourself first and foremost, you start to put yourself first, your needs first, your health and your wellness first, you start to see your health and well-being first, you start to see so many things in your life change. And most importantly, your internal world change. You wake up excited, you wake up, joyous. You don't feel so much dread. You don't have so much mental chatter. You feel like you're working towards something because remember, human beings, it doesn't matter how much we accumulate. The journey is way more important to us. So it's so important for us to journey towards self-development, growth, enlightenment, mastery, the things that will help us love ourselves, love this experience that we're having, love our neighbors, be the best person that we can be. And it's so important, especially when you have a family. It's so important that you're your best self because they're watching you. You're all connected. We're all connected as a human family. We're all one. And so we want to do our part with our human family and make sure that we're living the best that we can and showing up and being the best that we can. So everybody can have the best of ourselves and not just a small shell of who we used to be. And going back to the core things that make you happy is a great way to do that. If you are going out of your way every single day to make sure that you're doing some things that make you happy, if you're doing some things that improve your overall well-being, and if are working on yourself and learning and growing and developing towards who you want to be and what you want to have and what you want to do in the future. And so that is a tip that I expect to use the rest of my life because it's fun. It's so fun to watch when you go back 5 years and you see where you started, which I just recently did. I went back to my first list and just to see now where I'm at. I also save these calendars and take a picture because I hope to collect them someday and put them in a book to give it to you all to help serve and, teach stress management and put them in my PowerPoints and things. So again, I am so grateful to share my 365 tip with you. Please share with me if this is something that you would like to try, if this is something that you will try, if you heard of this book, if you think it is a good idea to work on yourself for 365 days. I believe that will be transformational when you do, and you will thoroughly see yourself in a different light when you are working on yourself every single day. So share with me if you decide to do this, if you decide to learn stress management in this way, if you decide to make it a priority and a focus in your life, please share with me. In the meantime, um, if you need any stress management information, it is on all of my social platforms, mostly on YouTube. So find my YouTube. I have free social media up there. Free information up there for you to learn about stress management. If you need a little bit more hands-on, you can contact me. I do lifestyle consulting for stress management. So we go through your life, figure out what your stresses are, and design a plan together to help you manage your stress. Then we put you into a community of practice with other people so that you can have the support you need to manage your life to improve the overall quality of your life. I also host stress management fun shops every third Saturday of the month. Look for my information on that. It is a great time. It is like a party. It's 25 minutes of stress management education. And then we use the last hour and a half to learn how to implement the tools, tips, tricks, and techniques to how to incorporate them into an already busy life, to make your life more satisfying, more gratifying, to make you improve your overall quality of life by having an active role in your life, by being engaged and productive and where you want your life to go and who you want to be. So look for the information for my stress management fun shops, which are every third Saturday of the month. Also, I have paused on the Soul Laugh Tribe, our laughter yoga sessions, because it's cold, but I will be bringing them back in April. I try to do them from April to September, sometimes up until October, depending on how cold it is. But other than that, on Mondays, I also give a free tip, tool, trick, or technique out on LinkedIn, on all the social media platforms at noon. So join me Mondays at noon if you want to learn a new tool, tip, trick, or technique. On Wednesdays, we do wellness work breaks at noon, and that's normally or usually, I would say, deep breathing. So please come and do some deep breathing with your tribe. Warriors, if you have time. And then on Fridays, we do Fun Funny Fridays where we do something playful and fun. Normally, it is laughter yoga at noon. So join us on your social platforms for for laughter yoga at noon. So I kept you about 31 minutes. I just wanted to tell you and show you how tracking 365 can be beneficial to your life. I hope that you learned something. And I'll stay on here. I got 12:31, so I'll stay on here about 4 more minutes. Give you the opportunity to ask any questions. I'll be here tomorrow at noon for Wellness Week. As you know, this is my busy season. So I'm very busy with both the companies, changing the work environments, and individual, the personal lifestyle consultant for stress management. So I'm very busy. I've been so busy these last 2 months, especially during the wintertime and going into the new year. So many people are stressed out. They want to change their life. They want to not live the next year like they did this year. And so this is a very busy season for me. So I've been busy the last 2 months, and I decided to take a week of wellness and just kind of focus on myself and develop. I still have a couple of appointments, but I tried to scale back so I could just focus on myself, get some things in order to start my new year. And so I thought that we can do it together. I could create a wellness week, and each day take care of what I need to take care of to prepare for the next year. And so today was 365 tracking. Tomorrow at noon, we're going to go over agendas. So that's like 30 day or daily, 30 days, 60, 90, 120, 6 months, 1 year, 5, 10, 20-year plans. And so that will be tomorrow at noon. So join us here tomorrow at noon to do another event for Wellness Week online. So share with me if you're interested, if I'll see you tomorrow. I have about 2 more minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and go. So right now, just ask me anything about stress management. If you have any questions, just ask. If you want to know about implementing stress management, what it is, how it's impacting you, how you could use this 365 tracking to help you manage your stress, you can ask me anything. I'll stay on for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So managing your stress is so important. It is not optional. Stress is something that is going to be around. And if you don't manage stress, you could be using maladaptive techniques and solutions that you think is managing your stress, which it may in the short term alleviate some of your stress symptoms, but is it beneficial to you in the long term? So it's so important to learn about stress management, to be on top of your stress, to make sure you're doing it every single day, tracking yourself, make sure that you're managing your stress, so that you could be your best self for you, those around you, your employer, your family, your friends. We all have goals and dreams that we want to accomplish. And the only way we can do that is if we have the energy to do so. And so managing our stress is key to doing that. And it's in our best interest to do so that we can be our best and add our best to the world and add much value, because that is what the world is missing. The world is missing your best self. And so it's up to us to get out of our own way, to heal, to unpack the trauma, to grow, to develop, to be our best selves, to practice, to manage ourselves, to master ourselves, because the world deserves it, you deserve it, and we all could benefit from it. So looks like I don't have any questions, and so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. And I guess I will see you tomorrow at noon. Please feel free to ask me any questions. Send me an email. Send me a message or a chat if you have any questions. If you'd like to schedule some time to meet, and other than that, I'll see you on Hump Day at noon, Work Life Warriors. Enjoy your day, and don't forget to play as hard as you work today. Get out there and manage your stress after work.